Hello, everyone. My name is Miss Huschke. I am most likely your child's English 8 teacher. If you feel you have received this email in error, my apologies. I just want to take a minute to go through how the grading is working and also where you can find everything on Canvas so that if your child tells you there was nothing on Canvas, I can show you that there is indeed a lot on Canvas. So what you're seeing right now is my Canvas homepage. And I have kept it very simple because I feel like the easier to navigate, the fewer the clicks, the better. So all students need to do to get to this week's module is click on this link where it says, click here to get to this week's module. So once you click on that, it should take you directly to the module we are currently on. So as you can see here, this is Module 7, week of October 4th through the 8th, and I clearly label what we're doing. So Monday is not on here because Monday was a work day, and that was an opportunity for students that have been behind on work or missed on doing some of the pre-assessments. They got caught up that day, and that helps me too because then I can meet with students and get them caught up. But then if you look here, it does have every single thing, document, Google slide presentation, whatever it is that we're doing is listed here. This is last week. And as you can see here, it starts off with the weekly plan. I normally started off with a weekly plan. This week, I have changed the plan almost every single day because items are taking longer. So I just scratched the weekly plan, and that will happen from time to time. But most of the time, there is a weekly plan. And if you open up the weekly plan, if students do that, whenever they are gone, or if they are stuck in quarantine, because I know that's happened a lot, this actually tells you, and it's posted before the school week ever even starts, what we're doing in class, the order we're doing it in, what the learning target is. So they always know what's happening, okay? And then whatever we're doing corresponds with whatever's going on for that particular day. So it kind of started off slow, but then as we got into the weeks, you can start to see it gets a little bit more organized. This is what we're doing on Tuesday and Wednesday. That was a 2-day activity. Here's Thursday. Here's Friday. And that is how my Canvas is set up. So it's very clear, and there's always something there for them most of the time, unless we just are having a work day. The other one I want to draw your attention to is Module 0. So here are all of our proficiency scales. So we are based on student-based, standards-based grading. And our goal for the first marking period is to have students at a 2.0. And we always, the first marking period, focus on just conventions, which would be things like capitalization, punctuation, and spelling, and sentence structure, which is getting them to write in nice, complete, complex sentences, making sure our verb tenses match, making sure our subject-verb agreement matches, making sure we're not writing fragments, we're actually writing complete sentences. And that is the primary focus for almost the entire first marking period, because then it makes all the other scales easier because we're not focused so much on those kind of nuts and bolts of what we're doing. So these are all the scales, and then any other important documents or class information, like this one was just added. These are literary elements. All the literary elements you could possibly want to learn about are in here. So students always have access to these. They've also received a hard copy of all of these, which they keep in their student folder or their organized English 8 binder. So they've been provided with everything that they need. And if they ever lose anything, they have to go to Canvas to get a new electronic copy of something. So they have access to every document that they need ever. So if they ever tell you they don't, it's not true. All right. The other thing that I need you to understand is how the grading is working on Home Access Center. And I think this is actually easier to communicate than what we were doing with the growth trackers. And then I think a couple years ago when we did with Teacheries. So the latest numerical score is what their current score is. So the latest numerical score that I've put in is for the formal email. And you can see here that some students have 2s. That's all they need to be at for conventions. Some students are at a 1.5, and we're still in the middle of grading their journal entry number 2, but we're hoping to see that most students are at a 2.0 for that. And if they're not, they'll be given an opportunity to do some other assignment that they can try to get their score up to a 2.0. A 2.0 translates to an A. on the report card. If they're at the 1.5, that's a B. So they're still kind of in a good place. It's not too bad starting out for this first marking period. Now, when you see a slash on an assignment, that means it's an assignment in which students could complete an activity to help them improve and understand and increase knowledge on something specific to a scale. If the slash mark is there, that means they did it successfully, turned it in. If it says an M, like it does right here, that means it's missing. And the student either didn't do the assignment, didn't turn it in, or it is one of the many no-name papers I have still hanging on my wall that have been there for probably about a month. So that's what that means. This will be updated as often as I can. It's a very time-consuming activity to update on Home Access Center, but I will try to update. Today is my goal to get everything updated so that you understand what's going on. Okay, so one last thing I wanted to address. We're having a lot of issues with student behavior, and this is preventing me, and I've had this discussion with students several times, from being able to stay caught up on their assessment because I'm constantly having to redirect and correct behavior, and kids get those Chromebooks and they think that means I can play games, or Snake seems to be very popular. I would feel like that would get boring after a little while. But instead of getting started on a task like I've asked them to, I have several students that are doing literally anything else except for the task. And so instead of being able to be at my desk assessing student work, I have to get up and go around and redirect students and get them on task. And this prevents me from getting caught up on assessment. And then I have to spend my entire weekend doing that. And honestly, I don't really feel like I should have to do that. I should be able to get all my work done when I'm at school, but student behavior is preventing me from doing that. So I do keep track and I do document student behavior. So if I've reached out, it's because I've kind of reached a point where I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I've tried every teaching technique I can think of to correct this classroom behavior. And if it becomes more of a problem, I will be reaching out to you. But I want to get to those positive emails too. Like, look how great your child is doing in class. So I'm hoping to get to those as well. So hopefully this video helped you a little bit with understanding how things are going in English 8. Of course, if you have more questions, please email me. Just know I have received several email conference requests. And so that is a little backed up as well. So it may be a week before I'm able to respond, but I promise you I will respond. All right. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.